So let's start the session. So in the last class, we are discussing about the exploratory data analysis, that is using the Seaborn. Okay. Exploratory data analysis. What is meant by exploratory data analysis means understanding each and every variable. Okay. Exploratory data analysis means understanding, explaining. Exploratory means explaining data. Analysis means clearly. Okay, explaining the data clearly or analyzing the data clearly. So explaining the data means explaining each and every variable. Explaining each and every variable. Explaining or exploring in terms of exploring. Okay, you are explaining to others means it is explaining, and you are doing on your own means it is exploring. So exploring the entire data, exploring the entire data, understanding the entire data very clearly is called as exploratory data analysis, right? Exploratory data analysis means understanding the raw data. Simply to say, understand the raw data. Whatever the original data they have given to us, understand that, right? Now, if you understand the original data first, then you can proceed to the predictive analytics part very easily, or next what to be done. Without understanding the original data, you can't do the predictive analytics. For example, in this class, whatever the students has joined the course, first you have to understand the students. And based on the students' requirement, we have to fulfill. For example, let us understand for the students are there. Understanding the students, we have to understand the students. Some students will be with respect to talented, some students will be with respect to weak, and some students will do the revision. Some students will depend on others by seeing their notes and they'll write the notes. And each student, every student will not be the same. Each and every student will be different. At the same time, coming to the fees, each and every student will not pay the complete fees at the starting. Some students will pay only the part amount, and that to part amount of 50%, they will pay some 7,500. Some students will even pay only 5,000, and second installment, they'll pay 4,000 or something. Now, these people will ask us, sir, can we pay the part installment? Now, based on the student's requirement, we have to understand if every student can't pay the 15,000 at a time, we have to give them a chance. So for giving them the chance, we have to give at least 10 days or 15 days or 1 month, whatever the time they're asking. If it is in our hand, means we have to support them. That is 10 days of time or 5 days of time or 15 days of time, whatever they have asked. So initially, when you have joined this course, you have asked for, sir, can we pay the installment and can we pay this one in 15 days, next 15 days or 20 days? You'll ask the things. Now here, based on that, we have to understand. Now, based on the students, no, sir, I will fix with the 15,000 who are paying full payment only, with they are only eligible to join the course, miss, we'll only get the less benefit. The business will be very low. So here we have to understand the students. Now, at the same time, the understanding of the students, if they are taking the 10 days or 15 days, instead of 15 days, now they are exceeding 2 months and 2.5 months and 3 months. If they are not paying the course fees, what we have to do? Right? That also we have to see. So now what we are going to do is here, for example, in the two shots, one is example, one is whatever I want to say. Okay, I'm going to complete both of them. The thing is that tomorrow is the last day for your payment. Tomorrow is the last day for your payment. After tomorrow, once the class is completed, that is after 9, I'm going to receive the mail IDs. Once again, I'm going to receive the mail IDs who has done the part, not the full payment. Though you have done up to 11,000 also, it is not considered as a full payment. Sir, I have paid already first time 6,000, sir, next 5,000, sir. No. Here I'm completed. You have paid your complete fees or not? Yes or no? Whoever the students has not paid the complete fees, tomorrow after 9 p.m., I'm going to receive the mail IDs. Once I receive the mail IDs, I'm going to remove them in the Google Classroom. And day after tomorrow, they are not eligible to sit in the class also. The admin is going to stop. And whoever the online students are there, they are going to remove their names from the website. Means their login credentials will not work. From day after tomorrow onwards, their login credentials will not work for online students. Whereas for offline students, the admin is not going to send you into the classroom also. Tomorrow is the last day and you have to pay. Now here, if you have not paid, miss, I'm going to remove into the Google Classroom. Now, here is this example, whatever the example we are having, of course, this is real, not example, real only. Okay. Now in this situation, we have started the classes in the last month 10th. Okay. Last month 10th was started. 10th means October 10th. October 10th we have started. Now it is almost 21st 10 2022. Miss, almost you are having the 1 month 10 days of time. Miss, 40 days we have given. Generally within 1 week 10 days or 15 days you have to pay your second installment. Miss, now almost 40 days was completed. Literally for other courses it is end of the course. Since our course is 4 months course, it is not completed. Okay, but for other courses in 45 days only every course will be completed almost. Generally all the courses will be completed. Now, so that is the reason they are not going to accept. Since first we have understand the business problem. And based on the understanding, that is student requirement is installment. That is your understanding. And based on the students' understanding, we have predicted that if you give the installment opportunity for the students, we'll get the more number of students that we have predicted. And based on the prediction, we have accepted this installment concept. After that, now what happened? If the students are not paying, they are using this fund, but they're misusing. They are thinking that no one will catch us, nothing, no problem. Or if you pay the half payment also, nothing will be problem. That they are thinking in a wrong way. Then what we are going to have is, with respect, we will not give any kind of placement support, or with respect to the notes, or though they are attending also, there will be no use. One day they will sit in the class without, for example, admin will stay outside the classroom from 7:15 to 7:45. After 7:45, the admin will go away. Then we can enter into the classroom also. That 1 day or 2 days later. How many days you can skip like that? So at the end, if you have caught in that way you are working, means that you are not working, tomorrow you have not paid the fees and day after tomorrow, then what type of support you will get from the Naresh IT in the later? For the wrong persons, will the Naresh IT will support? Miss, again answer will be no. So here the thing is that understand the student's requirement and develop the scenarios, and based on that we have to predict the data. For predicting the data or doing something, first we have to understand the student's requirement. First we have to give the chance to the students only. This example what I have told is exploratory data analysis example, right? So first we have to understand the student's requirement very clearly. What are the student's requirement? In what way they are thinking? And for that, if you satisfy maximum number of students, we'll get the more number of business. The same thing, whatever the data science concept is there, first we have to understand the data. After that only analysis will be started. Understand the data is called as exploratory data analysis. For understanding the data with respect to whatever the data they have given to us, based on the analysis, if you want, miss, we have to do the data with continuous variables and discrete variables. Now in the last class, we have seen with respect to how to work on the continuous variables, that is histograms, outliers and scatter plot, all these things. Now, if you move on to the next one, today's class, with respect to, we are going to work on the discrete variables. Okay, if you are having the discrete variables, which type of plots we have to apply? Out of which, again, univariate analysis, bivariate analysis. Univariate analysis, we are going to apply bar plot, count plot or pie plot. Whereas bivariate analysis, box plot. Sir, how the box plot will be applied for the this discrete variable for males and females? How we are going to calculate the minimum value, maximum value? How we can calculate? Miss, here we are not going to calculate for the discrete variable, the minimum values and maximum values. We are going to take one discrete variable and one continuous variable, and we are going to form the box plot. Okay, let us see step by step. The first one is count plot. So DF of smokers. So already in the last class I have explained the data set, that is tip data set, where we are having the total bill and we are having with respect to tip amount, whether the person is smoker or non-smoker, gender, and family, that is number of size, how many people has visited that restaurant, the size, and the time, that is lunch or dinner. Like this, we are having the multiple variables, right? Out of which one of them is smoker, where we are having yes or no's. So now if you observe this one, value counts, where no's are 151 and yes are 93. This is pandas. Now the same thing you want to represent. Now, how we are going to represent this? By using the count plot. So, by taking the count plot, X is equal to smoker. So, smoker you are going to get in terms of like this, right? So, here you are asking with respect to called as smoker, where plt.show, if you apply the plt.show, you are going to get a count plot where you are having the count, the same count, whatever you are saying here, the count, the same count you can observe here also. The same count, right? Both are same. Just this is with respect to value counts using the pandas, and this is the graphical representation of the same data. Now from this we can clearly know that more number of nodes are there. So the same thing you can understand here also now. Why graphical representation only? For small amount of data, you'll have the graph. If you are going with this one or this one, there will be no difference. But when you are moving on the large amount of data, the graphical representation will make us very simplified than this one. If multiple bars are there, 1 bar, 2 bars, 3, like this, multiple bars are there. If, for example, you are having like this columns, multiple columns of 50 columns are there. 50 columns, if you go from top to bottom, if you see like this from top to bottom, with your eyes, if you see, if you observe the same thing by using the graphical representation will make us very simply to understand the data, right? That is the reason we'll go with the graphical representation. No, sir, just I want to check with respect to which is high or which is low, miss, just value counts also sufficient. No need of graphical representation also. For 2 categories or for a less number of bars are there, miss, you don't need to go even this one. When more amount of data is there, then graphical representation has more power, right? And if you want the same thing on the y-axis, y is equal to smoker. So you are going to get the same thing, horizontal bar graph. Now you are taking x-axis smoker, miss, you are going to get the x-axis, the variables, and the values will be on the y-axis. If you take the y is equal to smoker, miss, on the y-axis, you are going to consider the categories, and you are going to get on the x-axis the values. This is the horizontal bar graph, and this is a normal vertical bar graph, right? Next, bar plot. Next one we are having is bar plot. For representing the bar plot, first I am going to take with the sns.scat plot. Cat plot means scatter plot. Okay, categorical plot. So whenever you are going with respect to sns.cat plot means categorical plot. Cat means categorical. So whenever you are going to on the categorical, just observe here, x is equal to gender. You are having the gender. Okay, gender with respect to this one. That is male gender and female gender. On the x-axis you have written. That is male and female. Okay. On y-axis up to how much, height of how much you want miss total bill. A height of total bill. So now you are going to separate the data of x-axis, that is male data and female data. And if you observe this one, see, here each and every data point is in the scatter plot like this. So by default, you are going to get a scatter. Now if you want kind is equal to bar, if you write the bar, then only you are going to get a bar. Now here, if you observe, first record is by female, or let us open the record. Where is that record? Okay, let me write the records. So let me open this one. Where I'm going to take the DF. So here first bill is 16.99 is the bill, 1.01 is the tip, and the gender is female. So now in the female, within the female, one data point, we are going to keep a data point at 16.99. Let us assume this is the data point 16.99. Okay. Second one, second record, male 10.34. You have kept a point of 10.34 here with a male. Like this, you are going to plot all the records. Total how many records are there? Each and every record you are going to plot. That is 244 records are there. 244 points you are going to get. Now you're using these 244 points. Now what you are going to do is just you are applying the bar plot. Now what happens? For each and every record, it is going to draw a bar. This is the first record, and it is going to draw a bar for the first record. This is the second record, second bar. Third record, third bar. Fourth record, fourth bar. Like this, for each and every bars it is going to add. Now automatically whichever is the highest one, it is going to cover the entire bar. It will cover the entire bar. But actually in the backend, multiple bars are there, not single bar. Multiple bars are there. Now how I can understand in backend multiple bars are there or single bar only it is there, miss? By seeing this black line. This black line indicates that in the back multiple bars are there. It has overlapped. This black line says that in the back end multiple lines are there and it is overlapped. So if you apply the bar like this, X is equal to gender and Y is equal to total bill. Now we can clearly see that males are paying with respect to the high total bills. The total bill of male is very high, right? Now, again, you want to separate the data based on the hue is equal to gender. See, within this one, X is equal to day wise. What are the days I am having is Sunday, Saturday, Thursday, and Friday. If you don't separate, it is just taking the X is equal to days like this. Now, in this, male is there, female is there. In this also, male is there, female is there. Male is there, female is there. Male is there, female is there. Now, you are going to separate them based on the gender. Based on the gender, just you are going to separate. Now, after separating this one, you can clearly observe with respect to every day, male data, female data, male data, female data. Right? Now, cat plot. Cat plot where X is equal to smoker. Now, what is you are going to take on the X-axis? Smoker, either yes or no, two options. It is going to take by default alphabetical order. By default, the categories will be considered in the alphabetical order, that is no and yes. Now, total bill. On y-axis, you are going to consider total bill. Bar is equal to this one. Size, hue is equal to size. Means, first you have to take the size of 1. Size of 1. What are the size of 1? Within that, how many no's are there? How many ones are there? This is size of 1 nose, size of 1. Size of 2. Size of 2. Size of 3. Size of 3. Like this, you are going to plot with respect to different sizes. Right? Yes and no's. Is that clear? Now, here more amount of data of 244 records are there. You are not able to observe clearly. Now, what I am going to do is, see, just I am going to do in front of you. I am opening the Seaborn exploratory data analysis. Within that, whatever the data set is there, this data set, total 244 records are there. For 244 records, I am getting confused. So what I am going to do is, I am going to work only on the small data set. In front of you, I am going to remove all the records I am going to remove. Now, how many records are there? Only 5 records are there. Just 5 records are there. Now, for me, it will be easy. I will do manually also. No need of open the PyPlot or with respect to Seaborn or nothing. I will do manually now. Now, tell me, first I am going to take on the X is equal to gender. On X-axis, I want, smoker. On X-axis, I want smoker. So, in the smoker, how many options are there? Only one option, no is there. Okay, just give me a minute. I will try with one of them as S. Let me replace this one with S. This variable I am replacing with S, and this one also I am replacing with S. Okay, now how many records we are having is 2 records with yes and 3 records with no. On y-axis, I am going to take the total bill. And hue is equal to size wise. First, without hue, let us see the same graph without hue. So now here, first smoker with respect to nose and smoker with respect to yes. First one, no, 16.99. I am going to draw a bar of 16.99. Next, again no of 10.39. 10.39 means it will be below to this. Inside this only one more bar also up to 10.39 will be there. Next one is S. S of 21.1. So S of 21.01 up to here. Next, no of 23.06. 23.06 means it is going to go with a height of 23.68 and this bar will be completely closed off. Next, 24.49 with yes. So 24.49, 24.59 and this is going to have like this entire bar. And I'm going to get a line like this. A height, the bar height is of 23.68, a bar height of 24.59 and with a black line over that. Let us apply the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the save button and once again I'm going to load the data. Now this time I'm going to load the data. I have got only 5 records. df dot head, no need of head also. Basically, we are having only 5 records. Okay, total you are having only 5 records. Now, if you apply this bar plot, now you go with the bar plot. Now you can draw manually also. Now, if you draw the manually, that is x is equal to smoker. If you draw the smoker, x is equal to smoker, y is equal to total bill, kind is equal to bar. Right? Now you can see the values, which is this one and which is this one. So total bill with respect to nose and total bill with respect to yes. In this backend, how many bars are there? In this 3 bars are there. In this 2 bars are there. Now the same thing, what I am going to do is x is equal to day wise, total bill, kind is equal to bar, hue is equal to gender. Now I am having this one. The same thing I am going to do manually, and after that I will execute the code. This is not the answer. Okay, because this is for the old data. For the new data, I have not executed. First, I will do the manually. By taking the data set, I will do the manually, that by considering x is equal to day. On x-axis, I want days. What is the days are there? Oh, everything is Sunday. Let us change this one to Monday. Okay. Now, you are having the Sunday and Monday. One is Sunday and one is Monday. Which is alphabet is first comes, M or S means M will come first. So, let us keep M first. That is MON and SUN. With this, X is equal to day is completed. Now, what is in the Y? What is there inside the Y? I have written total bill. So, let us take the Y is equal to total bill. Total bill on Mondays, 10.34 up to 10.34. For Sundays, where is Sunday? That is, we are having first 16.99. This is 16.99. Again, 21.01, 23.68 and 24. So total 4 bars will be here only, and the maximum value is 24.59. Entire bar will be taken, and you are going to draw one black line over this. For this black line will be there? No, it is not included the black line. Now, next within this again I want to split based on the hue. So without splitting, let us try without splitting. First, let me open the without splitting. And I have changed this one Monday also. After that, I have to click on the save. Again, I have to reload the data. Once again, let me read. Now Monday, you have got Monday, right? Now let us apply. We'll get the same bar or not. Let us see. That is X is equal to day, Y is equal to total bill, day DF, and kind is equal to bar. With respect to Sunday and Monday, for Sunday, you are getting the black color. For Monday, nothing is there. That too 10.34, whereas this one is with respect to 24.59. If you don't write this one, kind is equal to bar, total how many data points were considered for Sunday? For Monday, 1. You can see that one also. These are the 4 data points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see that 4 data points? Here 1 data point. Using 1 data point, bar is written. Using 4 data points, 4 bars were drawn. Since 4 bars are drawn, on that one black line is drawn. Now it is clear. Since I am working on the small data set, we can clearly observe this one. For 244 records, how we can count that one? So that is the reason while practicing or first time learning, we have to go on the small data set. Then everything we can visualize clearly. Okay, 4 data points are taken for this bar, 1 data point only taken for this bar. Whenever you are considering the bar, why you are getting the black color for this one means, reason behind that is you are having the multiple bars are there inside that. Here there is no multiple bars are there. Only 1 data point only bar was drawn. So that is the reason there is no black line. That we can understand very clearly now. Since I have worked on the small data. Now for this only, I am going to apply the hue also. Okay, hue is equal to with respect to gender. What are the gender I am going to take? By using the gender column, I am going to separate. Now tell me within the Sunday, the first one is Sunday, second one is Monday. Within the Sunday, what are the different sizes are available? This one. That is 2 with respect to 2. And second one is with respect to 3. and with respect to 4, 2, 3, 4. 2 is having of 16.99 first bar, 2 is having 23.68. So now, which one is the maximum out of these two? 23.68. So you are going to draw up to 23.68. In this, how many data points are there? 2 data points are there. So you are going to get one black color line over that one. Next, on the Sunday, what is the other size we are having is 3. This one is available. For this, up to 21.01. 21.01, I am going to draw. This is family size of 3. And how many bars are there? Only 1 bar. Next, on the same Sunday, 4 also is there with 24.59. So 24.59 means it should be more than this one. Now, how many bars are there in this? Again, 1 bar only. Now you are going to get like this. Now, whereas for Monday, you are having only one and only bar, that two families, the size of 3 only, not with respect to 2 or 4 or nothing is there. That two size height of 10.34. You are going to get like this. Just let us click on this. Q is equal to size. Okay, size. Based on the size we are separating. So now you are going to get this one. See, with respect to Sunday, we are having 2 data points, 1 data point, 1 data point, and 1 data point. And if you don't write this kind is equal to bar means, by default, you can see the number of data points also inside that. What are the number of data points you are having? You can clearly see the number of data points. Right? Since you are having with bars means kind is equal to bar. You are adding the kind is equal to bar. Is that clear, guys? So since I applied on the small data set, now you understand very clearly that, okay, this is in this way it is separating. First on the x-axis, it is considering whatever we have written, that categories are considered on the x-axis. On y-axis, whatever the amount is there, that up to that much of height, it is drawing a line and it is making a bar. And kind is equal to bar means bar will be taken. Kind, if you don't write kind means, by default, it is going to keep only the points. And hue means, again, within that also, again, it is getting separated. Within that also, again, separation will be done. Within the day of Sunday, within that, again, it is separating with respect to Q is equal to sex means with respect to male. Within the Sunday, only male data separated, female data is also separated. Within the Sunday. Within Sunday, again, it is separated. So like this, we are going to have the bars. Is that clear? So now I am going to bring to my original data. Okay. So now in the original data, you are having with 244 values, right? Is that clear? Bar plots, multiple bar plots, how to make. This is unstacked bar. If you observe this one, with this unstacked bar. Now, next one is box plot. Now, if you go with the box plot, what is box plot is with respect to here, I am going to apply this one. SNS dot box plot X is equal to day. X is equal to day. Y is equal to total bill. Observe this one, this cell. X is SNS dot box plot. X is equal to day. What are the days we are having? Sunday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday. These are the 4 days in the original data set. So now using these 4 days, whatever the total bill you are having, it is going to take the exclusively for Sunday. Exclusively for Sunday, box plot is applied. Exclusively for Saturday, box plot is applied. Exclusively for Thursday, box plot is applied separately. So let me execute the code once again. Where is this? The original data, I'm bringing to the original data. Now, if you apply this one, for Sunday, box plot. For Saturday, box plot. For Thursday, box plot. For Friday, the box plot. From the box plot, we can clearly understand with on Sunday, what is the maximum bill. On Thursday, you are having with respect to low bills. Total bill is very low on the Thursday. This same information we are going to share to the client that in your restaurant on the Thursday, the total bills are very low. Now, how to improve the bills on the how to improve the business or how to improve with respect to total bill amount on the Thursday he is going to come with a solution that if anyone makes with more than $40, get additional 10% discount to that. almost everyone up to $33 who have already completed $33 of bill. Okay, anyways, we are going to get 10% discount now. So if you go with additional $7, if you add $7, that is totally is 40. For 40, you'll get a discount of $4. Miss, what is this additional you are going to purchase? Only 3, Rana. So though you are purchasing $7 also, you are purchasing that one for $3. Now this person, what he will do is, instead of stopping at $33, he will add additional to that additional amount. Like this, we are going to improve the business. That how much percentage? 10% discount, 5% discount, 15% discount, scratch card, lapote lucky draw. These things will be decided based on the client and the business analyst. Our part is to analyze the data and to say on your Thursday it is very low. The same thing was analyzed for the barbecue also. Barbecue hotel also, they have analyzed the same way and they identified on the Tuesday it is very low. So that is the reason on the Tuesday the buffet cost they have reduced to low. That is their business strategy. Analyzing up to Tuesday is the data scientist work. Now what to be done? That will be decided by the client because he has to give the offers, miss. He has to invest some amount on that. He should be ready to lose the amount or whatever the things. That will be decided based on the client. Our work is to analyze and to present the data. Right? Now here, see, X is equal to day again. Total bill. That is the same total bill. Data is equal to DF. Kind is equal to bar. Once again, the same to same. Within this, Sunday, again, males are there, females are there. Males are there, females are there. Males are there, females are there. Again, I want to differentiate them based on the gender also. Separated based on the gender. On Sundays, males are paying very high amounts. On if you go with this one or this one or this one, we can observe. Now here, what is the minimum values and based on this observation, what is the interpretation you can get? From this graph, what you can understand? Males are having with respect to total bill on every day. That is common. That we have already observed. What is the additional thing which you can observe from this? On particularly Saturdays, with respect, something you are observing now, that whatever the observations you are observing, that you have to write the notes. Whatever the inferences you have written, you have to write the inferences. All the inferences you have to write. From that inferences, how we can improve the business, that will be decided. If you make a bars like this and if you write all the inferences, you are called as a data analyst. With this, the data analyst role is completed. With this, the data analyst role is completed. The data analyst will take with respect to the data. He will take the data from the SQL. He will collect the data. Using the SQL, he will collect the data from the database. And after collecting the data from the database, from SQL database, by whatever the database he is having, that is structured database only. 100% it should be a structured database. Data analyst role means structured only. Unstructured will not work on the data analyst. Data analyst will never work on the unstructured data. Data analyst will work only on the structured data. So structured data, the database, he is going to select the structured data. Whatever the structured database is there, from the structured database, he will extract the data by using SQL language. Once he extract the data, now he is going to apply some kind of Power BI tool or with respect to Tableau. Using these two visualization tools, he will make the multiple graphs. And based on the multiple graphs, whatever he has understand from that graph, the inferences that he is going to present. That is the data analyst role. So that is the requirement. SQL plus Tableau or SQL with Power BI will be the requirements of a data analyst role. General. So they are going to extract the data and they will analyze the data. Okay. Is that clear? And one of the student here in the chat box asking, sir, what is the meaning of the line on a bar? That only I have explained, right? What is the meaning of line? Multiple bars are there. Means multiple data points it has been collected. If one data point is there, no need of bar. Right? The black line will not be there. Is that clear? Matplotlib, wherever you want, whichever you want. Now, for example, why we are learning the Python only, and why we are applying the Python with the data science, why we can't go with Java or C++ or something other programming languages, why we are starting only Python? Because out of all of them, this is the easiest one. When you are having the easiest one, why we have to go with the difficult one? For example, tomorrow, Dan Seaborn, Tableau will be more easy. Tableau will be dead easy. Huh? Tableau will be more easy. When compared to Seaborn, Tableau is more easy. So Tableau will be better than Seaborn. Tableau will be better than Seaborn. Tableau is easy means Tableau will be better than Seaborn. If Power BI is more easy, then Power BI is better than the Seaborn. Now, sir, I have to learn Tableau, I have to learn Python, I have to learn this many. When you stop learning multiple things, become expert on one thing only. In the industry, it is not mandated that you have to show through Tableau only. It is industry, it is not mandated that you have to show through Power BI only. In industry, we require is how we are analyzing the data. From this, what you have analyzed and what type of inferences. See, for you all the students, for every student in this class, this is the common data set. I'm not changing the data set. I will ask you to analyze in whatever the way you want. Apply whatever the plots you want in a different way. Whatever the plot you want, in whatever the means you want. And whatever the conclusions you have got from the data, you submit the report. I will ask like this. Now, first student, he will analyze in one way and he will write whatever the things he has observed, he will write the some points. Second student, he will write some points. Third student will write some points. And let us assume these three students are presenting on the in the class. They are doing some kind of PPT and they are presenting in front of us. Now, out of these three, you can identify which one is the best one. After listening to three of them, you can identify which is the best one. Why you have identified that one as the best one when compared to others two? Because more things he has analyzed, right? That is, the industry looks for like this. So the same thing will be shared during the interview. Once you share your resume, after sharing your resume, if your resume gets shortlisted, immediately they are going to send the data set for you. In the data set, first thing they will ask, can you apply that exploratory data analysis and what are the inferences you have got? Please present us. That is the first step of the interview. And which type of analysis you are doing, what type of thinking you are having, that they will observe. What is the code you have written, whether you have written in Matplotlib or Seaborn, this they are not going to observe. They will observe in what way you analyzed. What are the different plots you have applied and why you have applied. See here, in this case, let us go with this one, last one, whatever the last one we are having. On x-axis, I have taken the day, y-axis total bill. Q is equal to Y sex only. Why you can't go with smoker? Why this one only, gender only? You can take the size also, right? You can write the size, you can write the smoker, you can write the gender. And here I have shown you one of them. Remaining two you are going to add. The remaining two you have to add and you have to observe. Like that, whatever the possibilities are there, how many number of possibilities are there, each and every possibility you have to try. Is called as exploratory data analysis. Understanding the data and what was happened in the past. Is that clear? Done? SQL is also in the course. SQL is there, Tableau is there, everything is there. Okay. So, exploratory data analysis means understanding the raw data very clearly, step by step. Clear, guys? Now, once we understand the data, next with this, the data analyst role is completed. Now, next step is, this is called as, till now, whatever we have done, exploratory data analysis. This exploratory data analysis we have done using the either Pandas, Matplotlib, or Seaborn, whatever you are using. You are understanding the data, the original data you are understanding by using all the libraries. Now, once this is completed, this is called as descriptive analytics. This is called as descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics means describing the data. Which data you will describe? What are the past data? What are the data set they have given to you? That only you will describe. That only you can describe, na? Nothing else you can describe. This is called as descriptive analytics. From the box plot, this is the maximum. This is the minimum value. This is the median value. Center line is called as median value. For this, you have to learn the descriptive statistics. Box plot will be made based on the statistical analysis. If without knowing the statistics, how you can draw the box plot and how you can go with the minimum maximum values and what is meant by all these things, you can't do, right? So here first we have to complete the statistics. Using the statistics, we have done the descriptive analytics. Now we are moving on to the next one called as predictive analytics. Predictive analytics means whatever we have observed, based on this, we are going to predict. We are going to predict the next one, right? That is called as predictive analytics. Predictive analytics means where you are going to predict. How you are going to predict? Based on the past. Based on the past data, based on whatever you have observed. For example, in this class, I have observed some of the students, they are attending everyday's class. They are clearly writing their notes or they are giving immediately the answers. Whenever I'm asking the question, they are giving the response. I'll observe something, right? To my knowledge, I'll observe something and what type of doubts are asking and what type of questions and what level of questions are there. Everything I'll analyze, right? Myself. Internally, I will analyze myself. And that based on that, I'm going to predict whether you'll get a job or not. Yes or no. I'll predict myself. But it is not 100% true. It is not 100%. If I say that you'll get a job means it is not 100%. If I say that you'll not get a job also, it is not 100%. Some accuracy is there, 80% or 70% based on my knowledge, whatever I'm having. My experience is there. Previously, I have trained with multiple students with multiple batches. In that batches, I have observed which type of students has overthinking or which type of students are having underthinking or which type of students are applying, which type of students are asking doubts or which type of students are observing the notes. Everything I have, I'll have some idea, right? And based on the past data, based on the observations, what I have done in the previous batches, based on that, I'm going to predict whether you'll get a job or not. The same thing we are going to do in the predictive analytics. Based on the observation of the data, we are going to predict. For example, this is 244 records are there in this data set only. Let me show you in this data set. Till now, we have done the descriptive analytics. Now for this data set, how we are going to apply the predictive analytics, you know? For example, there is a person called as male and the person is smoker and they have visited on Saturday at dinner with a family size of 3 members has came. And they made a entire bill of $34. That is the bill. Now, what is the expected tip amount they'll give to the bearer? This we are going to do the prediction. Based on the past data, you have to predict this one. You have to predict this one. Now, let me explain with a simple example, real-time example. Of course, this is some type of comedy example if you feel. Let me explain with one more example, real-time example. Now you can't feel this one as a comedy. Okay, let me open this one. This is a liver patient data set. Everyone knows, right? Now tell me, there is a patient. One patient is there. The patient age is 27 and patient is male. And TB value of 0.1 and DB value of 0.1, right? Or 0.05 something. Now this one value is 240. This value is 63. This value is 14. This value is 7. And this value is 3.2. This one value is 0.1. Predict whether this person is a liver patient or not. Yes or no. Predict the answer. If you are able to predict correctly, you are a doctor. Doctor also will see this one only, na? He will get a report, na? Scan report. If you want, you can go to any diagnostic center. If you are interested, you can go to the diagnostic center. Go to the diagnostic center. Okay. Go to the diagnostic center and go and ask with respect to called as LFT test. LFT means liver function test, which is worth of around 300 rupees or 400 will be there approximately. And they will take the blood sample. Okay, they will collect the blood sample and they will take the details of yours, that is age and male. This one, they will collect the details, and based on your blood sample, they will collect these values. Okay, collect the values, your with respect, not yours, something you have collected. Okay, once you have collected, now you replace the values with this one. That is the actually, but you replace the values, whatever I have written with my black pen, replace these values. Okay, and in your machine, you have got the answer as whether the answer is no means doctor also will say no only. If you want, you can go and try. If you are interested, you can try also. If your accuracy is 100%, if your model accuracy is 100%, means no need of doctor. Directly by seeing the report itself, we can predict the answer. This is called as predictive analytics. This will be done by the data scientist. Right? Sir, if answer is yes, what type of medicines we have to take? That is not there in the data set now, so we can't predict. That is not there in the data set, right? If yes means what medicines we have to take and for which medicine the value was reduced, if that data also is there, means that also will predict. Data set is not there now. In this data set, medicine name is not there. So we can't predict that one. Whatever is there, that only we can do. Right? Analyzing the data and predicting based on the data. This type of data, this type of people are having liver problem, this type of person is not having liver problem, that we have understand. Based on that, we are predicting. So here I am having only records of 9 records, but actually the records are not 9. The records are around 500 records, I think, approximately. Okay, approximately 583 records will be there. I'll be sharing to you the records. And in the end, I will ask the same thing, whatever I have written with this, like this, the values, na? Remember this one, and we are going to predict whether the person is a liver patient or not. And if you are having any friends, like in your friend circle, if you are having any family doctor or something, you show these values for DB, TP values. These are the DB and TP values. And tell me whether this patient is a liver patient or not, miss. Just ask him. Right? If the model is 100% accuracy, if the model is 80% accuracy, our answer also 80% sure. Out of 100 answers which we are going to predict, in that 80 will be correct and 20 will be wrong. 100 we are going to predict whether you are a liver patient or a non-liver patient. Na? Like this 100 we are going to predict, miss. If our model is 80%, miss, our prediction also will be 80%. If we have designed the model with 100% accuracy, miss, the future also we can design with 100%. Whatever the accuracy we are having, that we are. So, for example, during the COVID, everyone are having this self-kit. Everyone knows this self-kit during the COVID, right? The COVID self-kit, whatever we are having, and we are going to give the input, that is, we are going to give whatever the requirements for that self-kit in order to give the answer. Whatever the inputs we are going to give, the self-kit will do some kind of test, and finally it is going to give the output. What is the accuracy of that self-kit, you know? It is not 100%. If it is 100% means no need to do RT-PCR. The self-kit accuracy is just 62%. Officially, whatever the company has released, they have told that it is 62%. What is the meaning of that? Out of 100 COVID patients, this machine will identify 62 COVID patients only correctly. Remaining 38 patients, I can't identify correctly. That machine is saying like that. That company has released, when the company has released that one, they have clearly told that it is 62% accuracy only. So many of them, after seeing the self-kit, the answer is no. They felt that they are not having the COVID and they came out. That is the reason others has went out. Right? Lockdown. Others has went inside. Na? They came out, others went inside, which is lockdown. Right? So the same thing. If we are having the 100% accuracy results are there, easy. No need of lockdown. Everyone can be quarantined. Self-quarantine also can be done. Right? So that is with respect to exploratory analysis and descriptive analytics. And we are going to do the predictive analytics. For doing the predictive analytics, now we have to give the data, whatever the data is there, this data we have to share to the machine. And machine will process. So for machine to process that one, It has to process the data, means the data should be cleaned. For example, if I want to teach you subject, means step-by-step process I have to say. If I say one step and if I say the fourth step and if I skip off second and third, automatically the fourth step will be confused. You will not understand. Similarly, the machine also is the same. If the machine not understands, means it will give the less accuracy. The output of the machine will be less. If the machine has understand very clearly, means more accuracy will be there. So in order to understand more clearly, what we have to do is we have to clean the data. We have to do some kind of processing. Before giving to the machine, we have to do some kind of processing, which we used to call as data pre-processing. Which we have to do is data pre-processing. Right? Means before sending to the machine, we have to do the data pre-processing. That is this one. Now we are going to enter into the stage of third stage. Till now we have understand the second stage. Now we are moving on to the third stage. That is data pre-processing. Before sending to the machine, we have to do some kind of cleaning or something. Some process, some steps are there. The steps are called as data pre-processing or data preparation before sharing to the model. Right? If you share more clearly, means more accuracy will be there. If you not share properly, means less accuracy will be there. Is that clear, guys? Now, out of which the first one in the data pre-processing, the first one we are going to work is called as data cleaning. The first step we are going to work is called as data cleaning. Second step we are going to do is called as data wrangling. And third step is called as future selection. These are the three steps will be there. In data pre-processing, total 3 steps will be there. One is called as data cleaning, data wrangling, and future selection. Data cleaning and data wrangling, these both are called as future engineering. This both of them combination is called as future engineering. What is meant by future engineering? Future means variable. What are the variables? Engineering means converting or doing some operations in order to build properly. Future. F-E-A-T-U-R-E. Futures. It is nothing but futures engineering. What are the futures we are having? That we are going to do the modifications. Out of which first one is data cleaning. Within the data cleaning, what we are going to do is the first one called as drop the duplicate values. Which are duplicates are there? Records. Drop the duplicate records. That is rows. Whichever the duplicate record is there, that records you have to remove. Drop the duplicate records. This is the first one. Drop. Second one, clean the missing values. Clean the missing values. How you are going to clean means either with respect to fill the missing values or you are going to drop them. One is remove and one is replace. 2 options will be there. Third one, clean the outliers. Whatever the outliers are there, clean. Either drop or replace. Again, remove or replace. When we have to do each of them, then we'll understand detailedly. Everything we'll understand detailedly. This will not be completed in one class. This itself will take one class. This will take one class only, exclusively. They are not small topics. And whoever are very good at this part, for them, the Kaggle rank will be very high. The Kaggle rank or in real time, the model accuracy will be very high in terms of. So it is one of the most important stage. In the data wrangling, we are going to do first one called as encoding. Encoding means converting the categorical variable to numerical variable. Because machine will not understand the text data. Encoding means nothing but convert text to numeric. Convert text to numeric. Because you have to feed to the machine means machine will not understand the numerical text data. So we have to convert them and we have to provide. Then only it will understand. Otherwise, it will not understand. Second one, future transformation. Second one is future transformation. Means here you are going to convert skewed distribution to normal distribution. Skewed to normal. And you have to provide the machine with normally distributed data only. You have to convert the skewed to normal. Third one, future scaling. All the data points should be on the same scale. Okay. Everyone should be on the same scale. Scaling. We have to do the scaling. Right? We have to do the scaling. Means all the futures should be on the same scale. Fourth one called as binning. Fourth one is called as binning. This is also called as discretization. Numerical data we are going to bring to categorical data. Numerical data will be brought to categorical data. Is called as discretization. Example. For example, we are having mileage of a car. Mileage of a car is the example where 16, 14.4, 12.8, 19.2, 21.4, 19.6, like this we are having. Now, whatever the values you are having, instead of, if this is continuous data or discrete data? Continuous. This continuous you are going to convert to discrete data is called as discretization. How you are going to convert? Any value, any mileage car less than 50 is a low mileage car. Any car between 15 to 25 is a average mileage car. Any car mileage is greater than 25, it is a good mileage car. Now, wherever the value is less than 15 is there, you are going to replace with low. Wherever the values between 15 to 25 is there, you are going to write average. And wherever the value of more than 25 is there, you are going to replace with good. So that the continuous variable can be converted to discrete variable. Is called as discretization. And next one is we are having future selection. In future selection, we are having with respect to, we are going to drop the unimportant variables. Drop unimportant variables, which are not important, drop them. Is called as future selection. One is data cleaning, data wrangling, and future selection. After doing all these things, now whatever the final data is there, that data will share to the machine. Now machine starts learning. And once it learns, we are going to predict. Is that clear? Now, assume that we are having a small data. For small data, no need of machine learning also. We can directly predict. For example, let us take like this. Now, tomorrow, whoever the students has not paid the fees, I'm going to remove from the Google Classroom. Now, till now, we are having approximately 15 to 16 students are there in offline. 16 students has paid only the part payments and remaining students has done their full payments. 16 students. Now, after removing these 16 students' names from the Google Classroom, and after not allowing these 16 students into the classroom tomorrow, how many of them are going to repay? Out of these 16, how many of them will repay? For this, no need of machine also. We can analyze directly. Because the student strength is just of 70 students only. Na? And we know about the past batches, how many students has repaid and how many students has not done. Everyone knows. So for this, no need of machine learning. Now the same thing we are having with 10 lakh students. Then it is difficult for analyzing. At that time, we require the machine learning. Machine learning is applicable for large data, not for small data of 10 records or 15 records or 20 records. For 50, with your eyes by seeing, and if you can do manually, do manually only. No, sir, this much of record I can't do manually, go with the machine. Right? It is clear? That's it. And we'll start tomorrow.